Silent Giant Entertainment.
Wow, baby, up close and personal. Your homegirl, Khool Aid, along with, let them know.
Hola, Carolyn Rodriguez.
A.K.A. Medicine Girl, A.K.A. call her what you want, but she's an OG. We did an interview, one of our first up close and personal interviews about 6 years ago.
Yeah, it's been that long.
Crazy. I was going back watching it thinking, wow, that was before you moved to L.A., when you jumped in the car with Gotti and about 5 other dudes.
Yeah.
And y'all just drove, smashed from Texas.
Yep.
So tell me about the transition, because I was looking at you. You were a youngster there. And you could see in your eyes the game was still fresh.
Yeah.
It was still soaking up game.
Yeah.
You made the transition from Texas to L.A. Tell me a little bit about where Carolyn Rodriguez is now, 6 years later.
I really feel like I didn't think I was gonna end up here like that. When I did that up close and personal interview, like I didn't think I was gonna end up moving here at all. That wasn't even my plan. It just happened that way. I guess, the more I came out here and started doing music with you and with E-Dub and in the studio, it just like started to feel more like home. It started to fit more, and there was always a certain sound that I had out in Texas, and I guess I was kind of seeking more than that, just because I'm a vocalist and I really wanted to get into a lot of more of my production end. I wanted the production to be bigger, and I wanted to have more involved production, and I just remember SPM telling me, like, you need more production, you need more involved production, because you're a singer, and you're not a rapper, and you need more involved stuff. And when I came out here and started doing music with E-Dub, like that's what I got. I got like production that I wanted. I had Dominator coming in here and Miko coming in here, and like real production, like creating tracks from scratch, and that was something I really hadn't gotten to do.
But don't get it twisted, because you are a rapper too. Yeah. I love it when somebody like, oh, she's got a sweet voice, who is that? And I'm like, let me show you who that is, and then I can play one of your verses and show how hard you go. Yeah, and then it was cool too when you came out here and you got exposed through the movie and the film with like a lot of our acting circle and inspired by our acting people like Gina and Jorge and Chrissy.
Oh, I know.
You got yourself involved in that movement too, and you're now acting.
Yeah, I'm trying to do like some sketch comedy type of thing, like that's my new goal, is like to do a variety show with all of my different characters and accents, and like.
So it's not just the homies on the road. Hey, Carolyn, do this voice.
No. I do it on my own. Nobody has to tell me. That's what's messed up. Even kids are like, you're weird. Yeah. Why are you changing accents? I'm like, I don't know. It's just natural.
Now, culturally, how was the transition from Texas to L.A.?
Totally different. Totally different culture. Like,
break it down. Like, what do you love most about L.A. that you didn't get in Texas?
The weather. The weather. It's beautiful. Like, the weather will just put you in a mood, like you just get out and it's sunny and it's so nice and pleasant. Like it just puts you in this mood, like inspirational mood that you can't get in Texas all the time, just because it's so hot during the summer, and it's really rainy all summer long because we have hurricane season. I mean, just the weather there is just crazy in the summer, especially.
And what do you miss most about Texas that you can't get here?
Oh, the people. Like I think everywhere I go, people even say, Texas has like the friendliest people, but I mean, Houston is just like, the second I was there, it felt like home. And whenever I go back, any part of Texas, it's like, I'm instantly like, I feel loved. Like, it's just love. Like, like it's that home feeling, that you can't get. And people are just so friendly there. And it's cutthroat. City's cutthroat, no matter what city you're in.
Well, that's everywhere.
But it's just a different feeling, like the friendliness factor, I guess,
Now, you stay on the road. A lot of people don't know this about you. Like, you're a one-man army. Like, I've never seen somebody as fearless as you, where you don't need a whole crew. You will hop in the car and you'll drive from here to Ohio without blinking, or yourself. Explain that life a little bit, and what makes you do that.
I think it's just like the fact that I was always denied, relevancy, like when I would try to pitch myself to people, you sound good, you have a great voice, but you don't have the look, you need to dress a little more like, basically like show more skin, and I just kind of like was more like a tomboy, I guess, even though I'm not a sports person. Like I was just considered more of a tomboy because I hang around a lot of the dudes, and so I think that was it. It was just the fact that people would always like, shut me out or try to shut doors on me because of that, because I was just a little more like conservative, and I just didn't dress like that. So I think just because of that, it kind of like made me more motivated to do it because I was like, well, I know that I have people who want to hear my music, and when it comes to the music, I know it's like that's the only thing that really ever made me feel like nobody could deny that from me. Like that's the only time I could make people, I felt like I made people happy and they smile and they couldn't say anything mean to me or about me when I would sing. So it was like, that's just motivation enough, I guess, to go out there on the road and get it. When you have fans that support you so loyally, we want to see you, we want to see you.
Yeah, because like you can show up anywhere and put out a text and there's a group of people meeting you somewhere.
Yeah. And that's what's kept me alive. I mean, that's what's kept me good is the fans. Like, if it wasn't for them, I couldn't eat. I couldn't have my lights on. I couldn't, I couldn't be driving my car around. I couldn't, I couldn't be here with you, sitting with you. I couldn't have came out to California all these times. They kept me fed, and I guess that's what it is. It's the fans. It's the fact that they keep asking for more and wanting more, and it motivates me to do it.
And you come from a musical background. Your mom was always heavily involved, right? Was that like your inspiration?
She sang to me since I was like a baby. I mean, I can't remember her ever not singing to me. She used to sing. She has the most beautiful voice, like the smoothest, silkiest voice. And my mom just has like this soul, like, and it's just amazing. Like, and she would sing to me, like we used to sing the Popeyes commercial, that chicken and biscuits and she would sing it and she'd be like, okay, now you sing the harmony and I'm going to sing the melody. And then I would do it behind her and we would do like this thing, like the row, row, row your boat thing. And we would do it all the time. Or my mom would just sing to me randomly and she'd say, okay, now you sing the harmony. And so that was my thing. So people always like, how does she just come up with these? And it is since I was little, like I always knew like, the octaves and the levels. It was just always by ear. My mom was in a band and she toured in Spain when she was younger and she writes in Spanish. All her songs are like Argentinian tangos and bachata. Like she writes totally different music than me, but she always sang to me and she's a writer, She would write poems and songs for me for everybody's birthday. She'd write somebody a song or write somebody a poem and always be funny. Mm-hmm. Like one time she wrote one about the tax man, about taxes and stuff. So mom was just hilarious.
So music was the life. Music was the way you were taught to in school, the way you learned, music was life for you. It was everything for you.
Oh yeah, I was in choir and everything was by ear. I never learned to read music either. So it was like I was really lazy in that way, but it's because I could hear everything. So I would do everything by ear, and I was insistent upon it.
Now, we all know the story, how you linked up with, some people might not know it, how you linked up with SPM and the Dope House, because that really was your beginning base as far as building your buzz.
Yeah, it was. It was definitely the beginning, because I didn't have any kind of fan base before that. I was definitely singing and running around, but it was the radio station, 97.9, the main hip-hop station there, and there was chat rooms. This is when chat rooms were really big.
Wow.
Yeah. We were all on chat rooms. This is 2001, Mm-hmm. So I'm on a chat room on the website trying to find a studio in Houston because the first time I went to Houston and recorded in the studio, oh man, that was it. Houston is my home. I love it here. Mm-hmm. I love the music. I love the radio station. All the sound coming out of here. I feel like this is me, So I was trying to find a studio and this guy named Rob hit me back. He's like, hey, I have a studio, $50 an hour. That was standard back then, No, not everybody had a studio in 2001. He like $50 an hour. Just come here. Here's the address. And I took the address, drove there. I had no idea that it was Dope House Records until I got there. And then I was like, oh wait, this is where SPM is from. And I had barely heard him maybe a year prior on the radio. So I knew about him, and it was weird because I had always said that like I could sing better than that. Like, I want to do music with that guy, Mm-hmm. So when I ended up there, it was just kind of like a weird coincidence. And when I met SPM, he was like actually on the dock of the warehouse, and like he was just talking to me about stuff because my electricity had gotten cut off that day, and my roommates, because my roommates couldn't pay their part of the bill, and I was just like going through it because I'm such a money freak with accounting and stuff, like management of money. So I was just so upset, like it was the end of the world for me that my electricity was getting cut off. Mm-hmm. So he's just like, what's wrong? And I was like, my electricity's cut off,
But you was still up in there ready to pay for studio time.
Yeah. He's like, why? And I was like, oh, I'm just having issues. My roommates can't pay their part of the bill. We have a huge electric bill, He's like, well, if I was the electric company, he's like, I would tell you to sing to me, and then I would turn your electricity back on if you sang to me. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah. You have the voice of an angel. I remember him and Bash saying that to me a long time ago. And so it was like, that was our meeting, was him telling me if he was an electric company, he would cut my electricity back on for me.
And that's where it started. And basically the electricity was cut on, and you forged a relationship, which you're still, you know, a soldier keeping out here. One of the ones like Bash and yourself that keep the integrity of the brand alive and the quality of the brand alive, which is really important because it's a huge movement in his voice. He's got so much to offer.
Yeah.
So, okay, so what is the future for Carolyn?
Ever since I've gotten with Silent Giant, I guess, my eyes have been a little more open to, like, the bigger picture as far as, like, acting and stuff, like what we were talking about. And, like, how you introduced me to everybody with Philly Brown. And, I mean, just, like, all the stuff over the last, almost 3 years that I've been here. I guess I just see myself really moving forward into, like, the sketch comedy world. And I really, really want to do this variety show. Like, that's my thing, is acting. I see myself doing that. And then, of course, like, I still want to win a Grammy. I want to win that Grammy, you know. I want to put out some really good R&B music, like that, you know, stuff that I grew up with. My roots, you know, is R&B. And I want to get into management, too. Like, I can see myself managing other artists, like your artists, like our artists, like the Silent Giant artists. Like, that's. I mean, I want to move forward into management one day, too.
And developing other youngsters.
Yeah. I really want to do that because I love kids and, like...
But they'll always be able to catch you on the road, right? Because I know that's your thing. Like, I don't think you could live off the road.
No, because I get cabin fever too easy. When I'm someplace too long, I start to get itchy, like... Palms itchy. Like there's something out there somewhere. I got to go get it, you know?
The homegirl, Carolyn Rodriguez, medicine girl. You know how we do up close and personal. Your homegirl, Khool Aid.